Ready.
Ready?
Yep.
Jesse Jackson Sr., how you doing, sir?
To you, sir.
I've always wanted to talk to you. Like, the first question I've always wanted to ask you was, how does it feel to be one of the greatest civil rights leaders in modern era? I want to say, of all time.
I feel comfortable with myself.
Mm-hmm.
I don't feel that way.
Really? You don't feel that way?
No. I really feel a sense of servanthood
Mm-hmm.
and a sense of obligation. When I see things happening or about to happen, I can't just let them pass by.
Mm-hmm.
I feel a need to be involved. I heard not long ago that 9 Gambians had been killed by the government,
Mm-hmm.
and 38 more were going to be killed, and others were in prison. I couldn't just say that's a terrible thing. I said we must do something about this. Mm-hmm. So we called the Gambia, and the president has from us to return the call,
Mm-hmm.
and so we could meet with him. So we immediately went, and after talking with him, he declared a moratorium on killing 38 people. He will not kill them, and let 2 Americans and 2 Gambians out of jail. So I feel the need to get involved in it. I cannot see that in a detached way.
But you've been, we can take it back to Martin Luther King, where you've actually were in his circle. Well, I've always wanted to know what Martin Luther King was like behind closed doors when we weren't seeing him speak. What type of person was he, and energy did he give out?
Well, he was a terribly bright man,
Mm-hmm.
but also down to earth and crack jokes, laugh, had fun too.
Mm-hmm.
But Dr. King at age 14 did he wrote a paper and did a message on the Negro and the Constitution at age 14. He finished high school at 15. He finished college at 19, Morehouse College. He finished seminary at 22. He has PhD at 26. He was a very able academic scholar. He was a scholar activist. But because he was so rooted in our traditions,
Mm-hmm.
he knew the lighter and the heavier side of life. So he also could laugh and crack jokes. He was fun to be around. He was not, some people are kind of difficult to be around to kind of keep you on these. It was easy to forget he was who he was.
Really?
Oh yeah, he was such a fun guy.
I grew up in Gary, Indiana, and so I know a lot about Rainbow Push and your organization and just following you for many years. And I've always wanted to know, what's the favorite thing you like about Chicago?
Well, it is such a, it is a city of big shoulders, as Sandberg said.
Mm-hmm.
And there's so much urban challenges, so many people live there. And yet if one can work through the crisis there of public education and affordable housing and health care and livable wages, if you can work through it in Chicago, you're pretty well equipped to work through it anywhere in the country. Mm-hmm. And I like it because the locations are such, Chicago, New York to the east, California to the west, and Atlanta to the south. And so I like where it's located. But since I went to grad school there many years ago, and all of my children grew up there, Chicago is home. It's,
Mm-hmm.
To me, it's a part of my life.
I interviewed Derrick Rose a few weeks ago, and he talked about how he grew up in a poor area in Inglewood, and then we were reading about 500 murders in the city of Chicago, just throughout this year alone. I don't even know if I have the stats right, but it's just an alarming number.
You have there are no gun shops in Chicago.
Yeah.
There's not a black gun shop owned in America.
Mm-hmm.
And so the guns, we're a target market for the gun trafficking. So guns in, drugs in, plants closing, jobs out. That is what must be changed. We must revive the ban on assault weapons. We must end easy act. That no blacks don't make guns and don't grow drugs. And so the policy, in fact, of guns in, drugs in, jobs out, that must be reversed. And the government has some obligation to afford us security and equal protection under the law. We must be protected from economic exploitation and from terrorism. That's what it is. It's flat out terrorism. People can't walk the streets. They can't play in the park. They can't sit on the porch in many instances. Children are afraid to go to school. This will not be allowed to happen on all sides of town. There's something about a certain permissiveness on the flow of guns and drugs where we live.
Okay, man. Thank you for your time. Appreciate it.
Thank you, sir.
All right.